guys, so I just came back from the Venom movie. Now, I'm here to make a review about it, just like the last one with Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Now, as usual, there's going to be spoilers, so click out of the video, go watch Venom. Also, I'm going to have some SpiderMan theories, like Spider-Verse or Far From Home. So you might want to watch Homecoming or something like that. So in the beginning, it's already taking place in space, like I theorized, of a Life Foundation rocket getting to Earth, and most of the astronauts died, but the only one who was still alive was Jameson, Jonah Jameson's son. I think that's his name. As I was saying, in the truck carrying all the symbiotes, one of the doctors, well, the riot symbiote escapes, taking one of the doctors, and then she goes crazy in the van and escapes, going to town, and then the title screen pops up. I think it's the usual thing. Now, after that, it showed Michelle Williams, aka Anna Wang, and Tom Hardy, aka Eddie Brock. Eddie was sleeping in, and Anna woke up Eddie, funny, by hitting him with the pillow. It was really funny. She has a firm who works in the Life Foundation with her, and Venom is a reporter. Sorry about that. He's a reporter. Wait. Anyways, so Brock went to his job, said that the next day he had to interview Carlton Drake. Hold on a minute. So, alright, ignore him. Anyways, so then, Eddie has a cat. I can't remember the name. Okay, so I changed the location for a reason. Now, next, it was date night. And, Eddie found an email sent to Anna saying something about the Life Foundation and Carlton Drake. So then during the date night thing, I think it was in order. I can't really remember. So then they went on date night talking about, like Eddie said, the guy you work for is an evil person. Okay. As I was saying, the guy you work for is an evil person thing. Yeah, and then she said, then Anna said she works for her firm, and her firm works for Drake, so it's confusing. Don't mind Ashes playing with the cat, with Zelda. Okay, then it was the next day he was going to interview Drake, talking about, Eddie accused him of what a madman would do, and it made Eddie lose his job, and it made Anna lose his job, and then they divorced. So in the comics, Anna is his ex, and I guess that happened, and sorry about that. So yeah, Anna divorced, and Eddie had to go into his apartment. He had to move into his apartment, his crap apartment, and thought his day was crap. And oh, actually, before he went to his apartment, he went to the store. Okay, so next. He went to the store, and some criminal was robbing it. Eddie couldn't do it because he didn't have Venom. It was the same store where Miss Chen was the owner. Meanwhile, it cut to, as I was saying, it cut to the same woman who possessed the riot symbiote, and she started growing the, okay, so then she grew the sword and stuff, then killed a Korean, I think he was Korean, I don't know. Sorry if that's, I'm not sure if that's, forget that. Anyways, then what happened was she killed others, and the riot symbiote passed on to an old lady. So, yeah, and then it cut back to the Life Foundation. Not really. It was actually on to, oh yeah, that was symbiote testing where they were testing it on Isaac. As for the Scream symbiote, they tested it on a bunny. And I think they used Venom on Isaac. I'm not sure. I didn't read Venom Lethal Protector. But that's the name of the comic book where they all came from. So next, Eddie was going to the so anyway, to the whole thing where he went to the store and ran into Doris Skirth. She was one of the workers at the Life Foundation, and yeah, ran into her, gave Eddie her card, like if then next day, I guess, they broke into the Life Foundation where Dora and Eddie were about to get caught, but Eddie alone got into the symbiote testing, and he grabbed out his phone and took pictures of all the people, all the civilians that got tested with the symbiotes for evidence. Then, so then what was next is that, there was a woman who possessed the Venom symbiote and ran, hitting the, window, and Venom let the woman out, and then alarms sounded, and Venom got out and into Eddie, and Venom ran from guards and stuff, and he arrived about to go to bed, but Venom possessed him and controlled him into eating raw tater tots. Then the next day, this was a funny scene actually. He went to a restaurant, and well, what can I say? Went to a restaurant, and there was a lobster aquarium. He wanted to show Anna the evidence on his phone, but she thought he was drunk, and then the symbiote controlled Eddie into doing crazy stuff like eating all the meat and stuff. What's funny is that Eddie, well, Venom actually, because Venom was controlling Eddie to do it, he opened the lobster aquarium. They opened the lobster aquarium, sat in, and and he was eating all the lobsters and felt like it was cool, good as a hot tub. Yeah, and so, yeah, and then he got home and had to fight the guards, like, who said, I'm gonna need Mr. Drake's property back. Those guys. And then, when Eddie was putting his hands up, Venom controlled him to put his hands down. It was funny. Then they got into a fight, and yeah, well, got into a fight, and then a bunch of stuff. Then, well, I missed out on some scenes because I was either scared or having to go to the bathroom because I really filled up a lot of water and drank it. But that's not what matters. Now, I watched the clip on YouTube, the turned down music scene, and apparently sound is Venom's weakness, his kryptonite. Why I'm describing it as kryptonite is because what Anne described it later on in the movie. So then, well, I guess there was more, but all I can say really, I'm not really gonna tell about the whole movie. I'm just telling like half of it. I'll tell you about the post-credit scene though. The post-credit scene, there were 2 post-credit scenes. I saw both. The first post-credit scene was where Venom got his job back and was going to the San Quentin prison and told Venom, this is a me thing, not a we thing. And Venom accepted that, but said, fine, but make it quick. That was pretty funny. I'd love to describe the others, but I think I might need to make this, quick. So then, Eddie was requested by Cletus Cassidy, who becomes the host of the Carnage symbiote. Now, we don't see him coming Carnage yet, but he will be the bad guy for Venom 2. I just know it. And he looks like Pennywise, but without the makeup. He's Woody Harrelson, just wearing like a big red wig. And then he said this interesting line, when I get out, and I will, there's gonna be carnage. Yeah, that means he'll show up for the sequel or whatever. Not sure about the other symbiotes though. Really not sure. So, as for the second one, it was just a bit of the SpiderMan Into the Spider-Verse, where it said, meanwhile in another universe, and it just, I first showed Miles wearing the Spider-Man costume, running from the Prowler, aka Aaron Davis. Aaron Davis starred in Spider-Man Homecoming. Donald Glover played him, and it was pretty good, not gonna lie. So then he ran and escaped the Prowler, and then went to the grave and said, I'm sorry, Mr. Parker, but I can't do it. Then Peter, well, his corpse flew out, and then and Spider webbed his chest, and then they ran, and he was carrying the corpse. Then one of the police called the other police, saying, a kid wearing a spider costume carrying a homeless corpse. And that's my theory for this, is that that will probably be the opening scene. So, well, actually, my theory is that it'll first cut to Peter's universe, then it'll cut to Miles's with the fights that was happening in there, because it said, meanwhile, in another universe. And it appears that Peter's universe is the same as Miles's, I think. So, now, my theory for Spider-Man Far From Home, people are saying that Molten Man might show up. My theory is he will. Because he has something to do with Liz Allen, maybe related or something. But he won't show up in the Sinister Six. I mean, obviously, because it's Doc Ock's project. It's been confirmed that Jake Gyllenhaal will be Mysterio, Numana Carr will be the Chameleon, Michael Keaton will be Vulture, Michael Mando will be Scorpion. Did I name 5 of the members? I think I did. Anyways, my beginning is in the beginning of the movie. Peter will get the black suit. I mean, because there has to be some way he can get that. And it could match up with some MCU timeline. Besides, in the Ultimate Comics, the Scorpion is one of the hosts of the Venom symbiote, which will give a little something. And besides, how Venom will get into the MCU was that Tom Hardy requested that Tom Holland should be in the MCU with him, and Tom Holland requested that Tom Hardy. So it'll match up. Well, that's my theory so far. My next theory is that the Sinister Six will probably either meet in prison, meaning like Otto Octavius will be there, or Hydro-Man. Oh yeah, Hydro-Man will also be in there because of that big wave in the video. Go check that video out. I didn't put in the link in the description. Just find it. As I was saying, well, they'll either meet in the Contest of Champions or prison. But either way, Spider-Man Far From Home will take place after Avengers Annihilation. I think that's the name. I'll just say Avengers 4 because, yeah. Well, see ya.